Hello everyone, welcome to Gossip with CD. So, anyways, guys, I am not doing very well. I am still pretty sick. Whatever you do, guys, please don't turn 40. It's downhill from there. I am telling you. Anyways, just to give you a small update, don't be concerned. I think I'm feeling a little bit better, even though I'm not there. Yesterday I had to turn myself into ER because wow, things were not good. My fever was just not doing well. My head was just pounding on the right hand side above my right eye. I was going through it, y'all. I was just going through it. So I needed to admit myself to ER. They took blood samples and then came back and said, "You got pneumonia." But good thing is we caught it early. Good thing you came early. You did not do what many men do by saying, I'll weather it out. And then next thing you are 6 feet under. So yeah, I'm glad that I responded quickly. I called myself an ambulance. Can you imagine me, an ambulance? I've never been an ambulance before, ever. And I'm not a sickly person. So I'm not quite sure how to get sick and what to do when you are sick because my mom was the one that used to take care of me when she was still around. And now that I'm on my own, I'm like, okay, what do we do next? So the only thing that came to mind was call an ambulance. You are dying. So right now I'm on a drip at home. Is it IVF, whatever they call it? It can't be IVF is something to do with. Hey guys, hey, let me not mess things up, but I am on a drip with vitamins and I'm also taking antibiotics. And now and again, when I talk, you're gonna hear me cough because, yeah, it is what it is. My lungs are compromised. But other than that, guys, as I'm sitting lying here in bed, I've been sleeping the whole day because wow, these antibiotics, guys, are they supposed to knock you out? I don't know, guys. Hey, anyways, maybe it's my body reacting to things that it's not used to. But other than that, I was going through the online newspapers and I came across Times Live, and lo and behold, I come across Chidimma Adetshina's mother's appearance in court today to apply for bail. I was like, oh, she must forget it, Sham. She's not going to get it. So, as of filming this video, this article came out 3 minutes ago. In fact, now I should be around 10 minutes. It's dated 21st February 2025. The article was written by Kim Swartz of Times Live. And the headline is I am innocent. Chidimma Adetshina's mother tells a magistrate in Cape Town. Yeah, ne? So I'm blind reacting to this. I just saw this headline and I thought, hey, by the way, my community needs to be updated about what happened after Chidimma's mother was arrested. Yes, on the 17th, she did appear for the first time, and then her matter was postponed to today for bail application, and now we are here. All right. So the article then says, I believe I am innocent and will be acquitted. Oh, how sure of you? Who did you pay, ma'am? My release would not undermine public peace. Like, really? I can assure you, if you are released, South Africans will be in an uproar. So, no, it's not in the interest of justice, ma'am, for you to be released on the grounds that it will undermine public peace. Article continues to say these were the words of Annabella Rungo, mother of beauty queen and model Chidimma Adetshina, while applying for bail on Friday in the Cape Town Magistrates Court. Rungo is facing charges related to flouting the Immigration Act and Identification Act, where, as you probably know, her so called citizenship was revoked in September of 2024. And of course, that means go back home where you come from. But she did not do that. Hence, she violated or flaunting the Immigration Act. Secondly, Identification Act. Remember, she's also accused of having stolen a South African woman's identification in the 90s, which gave Chidimma her citizenship as a South African citizen. Right? Those allegations. Anyways, let's continue. The court heard testimony by an immigration officer who said she had failed to respond to correspondence in September 2024 warning her identity number would being withdrawn and offering an opportunity to object. Remember, she did that hide and seek with Home Affairs, especially when the Hawks were looking for her, and then she was found at her lawyer's office. Yeah, that's because Home Affairs wanted to know, hey, ma'am, what do we do? Are you going to object, or are you going to ask the Minister of Home Affairs for a second chance, or all those sort of stuff? She did not respond to that. The article continues. Rungo was arrested on February 15th in Summer Greens, Cape Town, where she was living despite her ID being revoked. She was found to have committed identity fraud to obtain citizenship. Immigration officer Adrian Jackson told the court Rungo was arrested for contravening immigration laws and Identification Act. Jackson said she had falsely applied for an identity document under the name Sarah Moyo. Haibo, since when South Africa has a Moyo? Haibo, isn't Moyos like Zimbabweans, Zambians, Malawians? Never as okay, and guys, is Moyo a South African? No, I've never heard of a South African Moyo in my life. So already she was already on the wrong side of the application when she tried and when she falsely applied for an ID document under the name of Sarah Moyo. Hmm, I, Jackson said she could not be traced, so letters confirming her ID would be withdrawn was sent to her via WhatsApp. Magistrate Sadiqa heard that Rungo had applied for residency in South Africa in 2016 but was rejected for not meeting the financial requirements. So this woman, she was now starting to act like a headless chicken. First time, she falsely applies for an ID document under the name Sarah Moyo. And then in 2016, she applies for residency. So this tells you that this woman always knew that this day was going to come because of the identity document she stole in the 1990s. I think in her blood, she felt it that I need to make it straight. I need to make my legal status in South Africa legal. That is why she attempted to apply for ID document under Sarah Moyo illegally. And then she was like, oh, okay, let's try residency in 2016. But she was rejected because she did not meet the financial requirements. I stand corrected. In order for you to successfully acquire South African residency, I'm talking like permanent residency, or even a retired visa, you need to earn at least $2,000 coming into your account on a monthly basis. So that is how much? That's about 36 to 40,000 rand a month. Yeah, because the next thing that the last thing we want is government taking care of you because you can no longer take care of yourself. So that's the first thing. But she was rejected because of financial requirements. She appealed, presenting a bank statement which Home Affairs said was fraudulent. Ha, why am I not surprised? Because, listen, my hubby is a Nigerian, so surely my Niger husband has a friend with an internet cafe. In that internet cafe, all documents related to South African administration is found there. That includes matric certificates, driver's license, birth certificates, maybe even passports, and of course, bank statements. Kodwa uNkulunkulu sakwenzani? Okay, the article says they rejected the appeal for a person who know that these documents were real. She doesn't take the matter up, like go to a court. She just say, "Okay, Home Affairs, you caught me." Ah, come on, people. Defense attorney Ben Matheson presented an affidavit during the bail application saying it was in the interest of justice for his client to be released. Rungo, it read, lived with, with her husband Michael and looked after Chidimma's young son while her daughter traveled. Hey, Bo, wait, let's read that again. Rungo, it read, lived with her husband Michael and looked after Chidimma's young son while her daughter traveled. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's get the definition. So, you live because you got invited by some crooked man in Nigeria to come and contest for the Nigerian Miss Universe Nigeria. Not only do you contest it, but you also win it. After winning it, you go and represent Nigeria in Mexico. Come second, first princess, come back to Nigeria, and you traveled. You traveled because traveling means you're coming back home. Because you are coming back home. Supposedly home is South Africa. So what kind of a traveler that goes and represents another country's beauty pageant, wins that pageant, and then travels to international, comes second, come back to that country that she had traveled to, continuing with her crown there? So, do you see that these people are dishonest? This right here is misleading these magistrates. Wow. It said her grandson was not doing well while she was in custody. Oh my God, the poor child. Now, I keep asking myself, this child has two parents, but one of the parent is still in South Africa, the father. Why doesn't he go and claim his son? I don't understand. But then again, Chidimma, yourself, you are a mother. You're telling me that crown is more important than your son. Give up that crown to the first princess from, I don't know who, I think it was Miss Rivers, and go and get your son. Go and get your son. You cannot tell me being Miss Universe Nigeria is more important than your child. Wow, I cannot understand. I'm getting a headache again because I'm thinking about that child. The court heard Rungo required medication for the health issues and feared she would collapse in the unsanitary conditions at Portsmouth prison. I'm sorry. Unsanitary? I know our South African prisons may not, let me not lie about our prisons. I mean, we have seen foreign nationals tell the entire world how they are on holiday in our South African prisons. They went as far as telling us that they get fed 3 times a day. They don't worry about rent and toilet paper, etc., and so on. And I know for a fact that our South African prisons are overlooked. Not, I mean, I don't mean like in a negative way. Like, okay, let me say the oversight is done by NGOs for human rights. Now, to say they are unsanitary, who are you fooling out there, ma'am? Because even the magistrate himself who probably heard this affidavit was like, Aibo. Anyways, let's continue. Runga said she only had a Mozambican passport. How did you obtain the Mozambican passport, ma'am? When you had a South African identity document that was revoked because you stole, allegedly, a South African woman's identification. Now you have a Mozambican passport, and that should make you legally in South Africa? Mozambique, South Africa, Mozambique, like, a man's no be spell all. I should be released on bail as I am being charged with an offense for which I have not committed. But your daughter was a South African citizen. And in South Africa, in order for a child to become a South African citizen, the parent or one of the parent must have a South African identification. Now you are married to a Nigerian. That's a given. Where now you said you were a Zulu woman, gave birth in Paraguanas, and you lived in Pinville. And now those you did not commit this highball. Anyways, let's continue. The court heard she had no previous convictions, outstanding warrants, or pending applications, and was able to pay bail of 3,000 rand. Hi, okay, I can accept that you don't have previous convictions, outstanding warrants, or pending applications against her. But what about in Lesotho, though? Apparently, she is wanted in Lesotho. Now, I kept asking myself this question. Doesn't South Africa and Lesotho have like an extradition treaty? And this 3,000 rand was tried up at a lock. Rungo said there was no warrant issued for her arrest, and now she's going into the technicalities of her detention. And she intended pleading not guilty as she had no knowledge of being an undesirable or prohibited person. Second time she's misleading the court. Now, okay, in South Africa, well, you are lucky if you're going to get a warrant of arrest issued. I mean, I think it's called J50, right? But the police can still walk up to you and arrest you with or without it, as long as you are a suspect of a crime that you are being accused of. And second, Miss Leading of the court, she says she had no knowledge of being an undesirable or prohibited person. Now it makes sense why she was dodging and diving home affairs, so that when something like this happened, she will stand on this defense and say, I was never told that I was an undesirable or prohibited person. And on top of that, I was never issued with a warrant of arrest. These are technicalities. But she's trying to manipulate the technicalities because a WhatsApp message was sent to her by Home Affairs when she was hiding and seeking. Yeah? That's not going to fly. And this must be used against her in her trial. This very sentence. Then she continues to say, I believe I am innocent and will be acquitted in your dreams. My release will not undermine public peace. And I repeat, there will be an uproar by South Africans if she's released on bail. So it's not in the interest of justice for her to be released. Matheson added that the available evidence at this stage favored his client's release. I don't know what's in there, so I cannot comment on that one. But one thing we already understand coming from Home Affairs is that Rungo stole an identification of a South African woman in the 90s, and that woman suffered. And then, as a result of that, when Chidimma was born, she used that woman's identification to obtain Chidimma's birth certificate, whom became a South African citizen, inverted commas. That's what we know. This other evidence that Matheson is talking about, I don't know. I wasn't there. The case was postponed to February 26th, 2025. Rungo remains in custody. Good. Anyways, guys, this is what the update on Chidimma's mother is about. I'm sorry I was doing reactions in between because I was blind reacting to this article. Infuriating. And that, guys, I don't know what your thoughts are, and I would like to see that in the comment section. And let me go back and nurse myself. I'm feeling drowsy because I took medication earlier before this video. And let's see each other next time. But please don't leave without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Goodbye.